Hello and welcome to the PCEF Commercial Building Energy Efficiency and Renewables 2026 Community Grants Overview. If you had the great pleasure of attending our Technical Assistance Kickoff event in March, these are who you would have seen presenting these slides, but this is our online only version. So you're here with me today. My name is August Burns. I am a commercial building project manager, and I'm so happy to walk you through kind of techniques and best practices for applying for our community grants. The goals and considerations for your clean energy project. Climate change has disproportionate impacts on our most vulnerable community members. PCEF prioritizes projects serving Portland's frontline communities and neighborhoods, including people living with disabilities, communities of color, and people with low incomes. These communities, identified as priority populations for PCEF, have historically been left out of conversations and solutions for climate justice and resilience. When designing your project, consider all necessary improvements to increase comfort and health and save residents on money and utilities. Introduce long-term thinking when working with contractors and future-proof your pricing when applying for funding to complete the project that will serve the needs of your residents or occupants. So, building a successful application. Core elements for a successful building efficiency and renewable project. A key piece of grant success is prominently demonstrating alignment with PCEF guiding principles, including justice-driven, community-powered, and accountable. Core elements for a successful building efficiency and renewables project. Consider a site visit with a QA provider. Contact PCEF to schedule that. A key piece of grant success is clearly demonstrating the impact of your project on frontline communities or priority populations. Include a planning phase in your budget. Identify and coordinate with all parties necessary for the project early. Partner with contractors, and solidify proposed measures along with expected costs, and aim for projects that can be completed in 12 to 24 months. Pricing considerations. Prevailing wage and PCEF minimum wage requirements. PCEF minimum wage requirements are currently $29.34 through June 30th, 2026. Expect a 3% increase annually on July 1st. Prevailing wage depends on the industry, and you'll have to look at the state regulations to determine whether or not your project qualifies for prevailing wage and what those wage rates are. Contingency and escalation. Heating and cooling equipment costs increased significantly in the last year and may continue to go up. Costs associated with mentorships, apprenticeships, working with new or emerging businesses to support PCEF diverse contractor goals. Occupant needs during construction, and identify other sources of funding to create the entire project picture. Eligibility and technical considerations. What is considered commercial? Consider the space being used. Was it built for commercial use? Office buildings, K-12, higher education, retail, healthcare, restaurants, warehouses, community centers, churches, transportation centers, fitness centers, banking are all examples of commercial buildings. What was the original building for single unit housing that was or is being converted for commercial use? These buildings generally have residential systems and upgrades. Eligible measures, what's new? We now have separate new construction and retrofit eligible measure documents. Retrofit is upgrades to existing buildings. New construction are new buildings or significant redevelopment of existing buildings. Net zero is allowable for new construction only. Lighting and windows combined can only make up a maximum of 35% of the total budget. Higher efficiency standards, VRF systems must meet 2024 CEE Tier 1 standards. Server cooling systems must meet higher Tier 2 requirements. Load calculations must use manual N or approved tool. System sizing must reflect actual building conditions. We now have an HVAC decision tree, new food service eligible measures, and new commercial laundry measures, all located in our commercial eligible measures documents. New construction eligible measures. 100% of PCEF-funded construction costs must be energy measures. The 70-30 split does not apply to new construction. We have an emphasis on high-efficiency electric systems, integrated design, and modeled performance. As a reminder, PCEF does not pay for any natural gas installation. PCEF funds for net zero. Net zero definition for PCEF. Projects install solar that generates at least as much electricity as the building uses each year. PCEF will pay up to 25% of the total construction costs for a net zero project. Only eligible for new construction projects. Retrofits do not qualify. Eligible costs include design and engineering, site and system development, total building costs, example, building materials, labor, finishes, mechanical equipment, rooftop solar, and realtor and project management fees. Net zero requirements. Projects must be all electric new construction, demonstrate net zero through one of the following mechanisms, certify as zero energy with Earth Advantage or Living Building Challenge, complete participation in Energy Trust of Oregon Path to Net Zero for new buildings, or EPS Net Zero for new homes. Install solar arrays sized to match actual recent electric use or whole building modeling predicted electrical use. PCEF will only reimburse for expenses that occur within the eligible grant period. Projects must provide contractor and workforce reporting for all charges they want to request for reimbursement. Retrofit eligible measures. Minimum 70% of the budget must be energy measures. Maximum 30% non-energy enabling measures are allowed. 30% must first be used to enable energy efficiency and renewable energy. Remaining may support life, health, safety measures. Here are some commercial eligible measure examples. Prescriptive measures. PCEF approved list of simple standalone upgrades like HVAC equipment upgrades, smart thermostats, lighting and windows, which can account for no more than 35% of the total budget, heat pump water heaters, weatherization, refrigeration, solar and battery backup, electric vehicles and electric vehicle chargers, VFDs for small fan/heat pumps, Energy Star commercial fryers, induction stoves, dishwashers, griddles, steam cookers, ice makers, coffee brewers, high efficiency washers, ozone laundry systems. Commercial eligible measures, some custom measures could include building automation improvements, static pressure tests, chilled water reset, ground source heat pumps, radiant floor heating, air sealing strategies, demand control, ventilation, and other measures. Custom measures require technical justification, modeling, and they are measure dependent. What kinds of contractors do I need? For HVAC upgrades, general contractors, heating and AC specialty. Make sure they understand specifying and sizing heat pumps and commissioning. For control upgrades, a general contractor or a specialty contractor in modern control systems. For heat pump water heaters, a plumber or HVAC contractor specializing in heat pump water heaters. For weatherization and windows, general contractor or an envelope specialty contractor, someone who specializes in windows or insulation. For lighting and appliances, again, a general contractor, an electrician or specialty lighting contractor. For solar, EV charging, and electrical upgrades, an electrical contractor or solar contractor. Here are some resources for finding subcontractors. Scoping your project with a contractor. Share preliminary site conditions, propose energy measures, and identify enabling measures. Beware of enabling measures like roof upgrades before solar. Beware of including costs for electrical panels and utility side electrification costs. Identify life, health, safety measures like indoor air quality, asbestos abatement if disturbing paint, lead remediation if disturbing paint, mold remediation if replacing a leaky roof, radon mitigation if air sealing, and ADA accessibility improvements. Again, 70% of your budget must be energy measures. We allow for 30% to go towards enabling measures and life health safety measures. Required documentation. Be prepared to ask your contractor for support in providing these details to PCEF during grant review. Quantity and size of equipment, make and model of equipment cut sheets, project costs, estimated energy savings or estimated impact on utility bills. Additional documentation. These items may be requested and will help your submittal. Building information, energy saving calculations, utility billing data, for example, monthly bills for electric and gas, energy modeling, photos, other documents supporting proposed measures. Now into solar and battery storage. Types of solar and storage that PCEF funds: rooftop solar on commercial buildings, community solar, battery storage for projects with solar. PCEF considerations for solar and storage projects: community benefit, it reduces a household or nonprofit organization's energy bill as a result of net metering or community solar. Battery backup for community spaces that enable the buildings to operate critical loads during utility outage events. PCEF requirements, manufacturing. Solar, wind, and other renewable energy system purchases must predominantly be manufactured in the United States unless such a product is unavailable or the cost is prohibitive. System design must comply with Energy Trust of Oregon's solar and storage design and installation requirements. What is community solar? Community solar allows individuals to sign up for a shared off-site solar installation and receive energy benefits through their subscription. Thank you.